We can fix this!
The Last of Us has finally been adapted for the small screen after years in development hell. HBO's The Last of Us is a faithful adaptation of the hit video game, but there are some key differences. Hollywood had attempted to turn the best-selling and critically acclaimed video game into a movie since its debut in 2013.
Sneak out a terrorist? Was Riley a terrorist?
However, the film versions never materialized, with series creator Neil Druckmann describing how executives wanted to make it sexier and more like the Brad Pitt film World War Z. Anticipated TV adaptation looks set to be far more faithful to the source material, with Druckmann being brought in as co-showrunner, actors from the games returning, and even bringing in the same composer to work on the score for the series. But just like any adaptation, there will be a number of changes for eagle-eyed fans to spot. Here is all you need to know about the major changes to The Last of Us for the TV show. Watch till end this video and subscribe my channel. No spores in the show. Craig Mazin, the creator of the Chernobyl show and co-showrunner on The Last of Us, confirmed in a recent round of interviews that the show would not feature spore scenes. In the video game series, the fungal infection can be spread by spores, meaning when entering areas heavy with infected, characters have to put gas masks on to prevent infection. But for the show this has been removed, instead replaced by tendrils that act like a hive mind for the infected if disrupted. Craig explained, in the world that we're creating with the show, if we put spores in the air, it would be pretty clear that they would spread around everywhere and everybody would have to wear a mask all the time and probably everybody would be completely infected by that point. And so, we challenged ourselves to come up with an interesting new way for the fungus to spread, but mostly I think we just connected with the soul and spirit of the game. Big difference is time the show is set. In the game, Outbreak Day happened in 2013, and the majority of the story took place 20 years later in 2033. However, for the HBO series, it was changed to the pandemic starting in 2003, and then jumps to 2023, 30 years later. Expanded prologue. The game begins with players taking control of Sarah, Joel's daughter, on the night that the outbreak happens in earnest. For the show, this sequence has been slightly extended and lasts for around 30 minutes in the premiere, with more time spent with the characters before the world falls apart. Expanded scenes for side characters. The Last of Us games, both the original and Part 2, keep a close focus on the main playable characters, in adapting the series for the small screen it has given. Okay, for example, the third episode focuses on Bill, played by Nick Offerman, and his partner Frank Murray Bartlett in the game. The latter appears as just a corpse, with the wider story between the two only hinted, adding collectible notes found around the Bill's town level. Ellie's mum features, in the show, Ashley Johnson, who voiced and provided the motion capture for Ellie in the video games, will play the role of Anna, Ellie's mother. She is a character only referenced and hinted at in the games. It will be the first time fans will actually meet Anna. New characters and settings. The series has introduced new characters, not featured in the original game, as well as shifting the location of one setting to Kansas City instead of Pittsburgh. Melanie Lynskey plays Kathleen, a character invented for the show, who is the leader of the Hunters, who were the human foes Joel and Ellie tangled within Pittsburgh in the game. The first episode ends after Joel and Tess find out Ellie is infected. In both the show and game, Joel, Tess, and Ellie are confronted by a soldier who Ellie stabs, only after he is able to determine that she is infected. Ellie explains to Joel and Ellie that her bite is weeks old. The episode ends with Joel, Ellie, and Tess making their way out of the quarantine zone to take Ellie to a group of fireflies in exchange for the truck and supplies. There are more differences between game and TV show, and some not covered in this video. Comment for remaining differences. I will cover in next video. Hit the like button and subscribe this channel. Follow me on Instagram. Bye.
My daughter's hurt. Her ankle.
Stop right there.
Okay. Easy now. We're not sick.